Well, hello. This is a specific message to all of the students taking COMM 101, the Fundamentals of Public Speaking, via Blackboard, via online this summer. Your class is coming to you from the Bloomington campus of Ivy Tech. I'm your instructor, Keith Klein, and I will try to send out an email message to you that will include the syllabus and the course calendar, so you'll be able to see that before Monday. The class actually opens Monday at 8 a.m. It might open a little before that, but that's the first time you'll actually be able to see the class. Now, there's a whole bunch of stuff I want to kind of say to you in terms of an orientation, and at the same time I'm doing that, I'm looking at my screen trying to see what you will see. Number one, if you have taken an online class anywhere else, even in Ivy Tech, the worst thing you could say possibly would be, that's not the way they did it in the online class I took before, or in all of the online classes I took before. Each instructor, each class has its own little way of doing things. So whatever you've done before, put it aside. Read the directions and instructions about how to succeed in this class, and you'll be much better off than saying, well, that's not how we had to do it before. Okay. Another thing that I want to say to you is the phrase a little bit pregnant. That's something that people have heard. I hope you understand the impossibility of that. There's no such thing as a little bit pregnant, and it's one of those, you either are or you aren't. Well, you're sitting there saying, my God, the man has lost his mind. What does a little bit pregnant have to do with an online class? Well, that's my point. In an online class, there is no such thing as a little bit behind. You are either right where you need to be, or you are hopelessly behind. Worse than that, you're taking a 16-week class in 8 weeks, so everything is doubled up. You must meet all deadlines. You must stay totally actively involved in the class. Getting a little bit behind is like a little bit pregnant. That's no such thing as a little bit behind. You are way behind. Okay. See this shot you're looking at right now? About an inch or two above my head, essentially bust line mid-chest. This is the only camera shot I want to see from you in this class. Repeat that. This shot you see right now, notice you got light on my face. Notice you can see my eyes. Notice there's nothing really bright and shiny behind me. I'm not standing in front of an open window, open doorway, patio door, outside with the sun setting in the background, any of that stuff. That's because if you do that, I will not be able to see you. The other interesting thing is I am sitting down. Unless you have an ADA reason, never but never sit in this class. All right, I'm also coming to you via a webcam. You could possibly use a webcam in this class. Do not sit. And I never want to see this kind of a shot when you're doing your webcam. Never but never shoot up. All right, I want you shooting straight in all of the time. I don't want somebody having to look down when they're giving their speech, and then we lose all of this stuff. And I'll get the camera shot here organized again. All right, so the only shot is this shot straight in. Now remember something else. Your audio, your microphone, is on your camera. So if you put the camera way back there and zoom to this shot, the microphone's still way back there. So we need to be able to hear you also. So this is the shot. If you have an illustration of some kind, if you have a chart or a graph or any kind of a visual, reference it. You can hold it and show it like this. Do not put it in front of your face. You can do it off to the side. Don't move the camera. Don't zoom in and out. Send me a copy of the visual. I will know, based on the copy, listening to your speech, what it was that you wanted me to notice on the visual. Okay? Another quick thing. Please look at a cooking show before you do your process speech. In a cooking show, you never see them take the bag of flour and measure 1 cup and then scrape it off to get it exactly right. you'll watch and they say, okay, you put in 1 cup of flour, you put in 2 tablespoons of this, you put in a cup of this, you put in this, you put in this, and they dump it. It's already measured out. In your process speech, plan ahead. Have everything done. If you're going to do something, take several steps, say, all right, and that's the first letter on the alphabet, and the next thing when you finish, it looks like this. Skip all that stuff in between. I do not need to see all of the intermediary steps. A couple of things you need to know about me. I am not here to turn you into the world's greatest speaker. I am not here to turn you into a keynote speaker at some big national meeting. I'm here only to help you become comfortable enough with speech that if you had to go to a city or a county council meeting on behalf of yourself or a school board meeting on behalf of your child, you would not be so intimidated by the speaking process that you would not do that. Okay? I'm listening for you as a storyteller. Tell me stories. Don't speechify to me. Don't talk at me. Talk to me, just like you would to a friend. Now, that doesn't mean you can be sloppy in your grammar, or you can use like and does and pauses. I still do vocalized pauses when I'm talking to you. I'm not going to go nuts about that, but make sure it's not the predominant way that you speak. You should very well be able to get a C in this course just by doing the work, doing it on time, and turning in everything you have to turn in. There are 16 discussion boards in this class, worth 10 points each. Do the math fast, that's 160 points. You will do 2 a week. Your first one is due June, I haven't turned my calendar, June the 10th, I believe. Let me check my calendar and make sure I do that right. Your first assignment is due June the 10th. All the assignments start on Monday. You'll see everything on Monday at 8 a.m. If there's an assignment to be turned in, I must have it by the following Sunday at 11:59 p.m. After that, it is late. After that, in some cases, it will not be accepted. After that, you may not even be able to do it. Tests will close. Discussion board will close. You won't be able to even do the assignment after the deadline. Okay. So discussion boards, please read them. In the discussion board, sometimes it'll say, do this exercise, and it'll tell you something to do, and you send something to me. And it'll say to you, even like 300 words. Make sure you do that. I count the words, okay? Believe it or not, I do. Make sure that you follow it. And then it sometimes says, and respond to someone else's posting in Blackboard. All right, 2 points. Number 1, if you do not respond to someone else's posting, you cannot earn anywhere near all of the points that are available. You already are starting with 5-point deduction. There's only 10 points possible. The other part is that in order for everyone to be able to respond to everyone else, you must, I'm telling you this now, you must post your initial Blackboard response, let's say by Wednesday, so that other people can see what you're doing. Now, if it's one that doesn't require anybody to respond, fine. Don't worry about it. But if it requires response, then get your initial posting in there so people can choose who they want to respond to. All right? Now let's go over some of the things. When you first go into Blackboard 9, you will see a green bunch of tabs over on the side, and those tabs say such things as announcements, start here, discussions, class sessions, resources, grades, communication and tools, instructor, there's a picture of me there, and help, and then underneath of that it's got some other things. When you go to the announcements, you are going to see some critically important announcements that you need to pay attention to immediately. Please pay attention to that. And then as you go through those critically important announcements, you'll see something that says first day announcement. Pay attention to that. And then it says fantasy name. I need a fantasy name from you. I need that within 3 or 4 days of the first day of class. The instructions for the fantasy name are there. Follow them assiduously. Do not vary from that. And just give you a possible comment. One word, no longer than 9 letters or 10 letters, whatever it says, no longer than 10 letters. And Boy Scout is 2 words no matter what you do. Okay? So make sure Go Colts is 2 words. It's not, even if you don't put a space in there, it's 2 words. Just read what's there. All right. There's also instructions there on how to address an email message to me. Here's a point. I will only respond to email messages sent to me from your Ivy Tech email address to my Ivy Tech email address. All class assignments, any questions, anything else, with the exception of exams which you take in Blackboard and discussion board which you post in Blackboard, everything else you must send to me as an email. Your speech notes and your speaker notes must be attached to that email, and there's a message in the announcements that says what exactly you are to put on the subject line farthest left on every message you send. And that will include the course number in terms of the summer course. Right now it's 121. The name of the course, COMM 101, your section number, and then what it is you're writing about. Question about, speech 1, speech outline, whatever. You got to put that there. The way you do that is 121 space dash space, COMM 101 space dash space, your course number, section number, and then space dash space, and the topic of the message. Okay? There's, from time to time, announcements about things that are coming up that'll be posted there also. That basically gives you some idea of some of the things that you need to pay attention to. Please read all of the announcements. Please read the syllabus and the course calendar. The syllabus, let me get the camera back on here now. The syllabus looks like this. Get it in there a little bit. That's the syllabus. At the end of the syllabus is the course calendar, which shows you the deadline dates for everything that is due and when it's due. It's all there. This is all posted in Blackboard. Please pay attention to it. You will have my phone number information. You will have ways to get a hold of me outside of normal hours, and we'll pay attention to that. In the event you're taking an exam and something happens, power failure or something like that, I can reset the exam, but don't wait until Sunday night at 11:30 to do it. I will not respond that way. But you have my cell phone number, and you can send me a message, and I can get on and reset the exam. So, all right, I'm going to stop now. That's a lot of stuff to remember. I got to tell you, when you go into Blackboard, there's a lot of stuff to read, and it's in all over the place. Read everything. I actually track what you look at. I know what day you looked at it, I know what time you looked at it, and I'll know whether you looked at it or not. You have a practice speech that is due immediately. That means by June 10th, you must turn in the practice speech. You have a syllabus quiz that is due that same time frame. You have 2 discussion boards that are due in that time frame. Okay? So you got to hit the ground running. If you have any questions whatsoever, call me in the office. Call me in the office. The phone number is on the syllabus, and we'll go from there. I think you'll enjoy this course. I think if you work with me, you'll do very well grade-wise in this course. Real quick, I'm running out of time. There are 2 textbooks. There's only one. There's the blue one. This is the old edition. And this is the one that they're trying to get everybody to get now. This book works if you can get it used. This book is the book that they're using now. Either one will work. If you have any questions, give me a call. I will talk to you more later.